coming at y'all with a review. Got the SEFASPE 160 amp welder. They sent me an email, said, hey, you want to try out our welder? I said, yeah, sure. They sent it out. It arrived in 2 days. I'm not sponsored by them. They're not paying me any money. So this is going to be an honest review. They just sent me this thing out, said, hey, go ahead and try it out. They have one that's smaller than this, and they also have one that's bigger than this. I got the one that was right in the middle. Let's get this thing unboxed. Got all the leads. It comes nicely packaged there. And then we got the welder, good packaging. Got the instructions this is. Yeah, we don't need that. Let's get this thing out. Pretty light. Put that to the side. All right, here it is, man. SEFASPE. Let me just tell y'all real quick a little bit about my welding experience. I've been doing it for about 5 years, just self-taught. I had 2 stick machines, Lincoln Electric AC, 225, that runs off of 220. That was a good one, that one ran smooth. A lot of people call those the tombstones or like the buzz boxes. Sold that to a friend. Then I bought the Harbor Freight Titanium 225. That one runs off of 110 or 220. That was a nice welder. We got the Prime Weld 225. It's a really good TIG machine. I just haven't put a lot of time into learning TIG. Lincoln Electric Weld Pack 140. It's a MIG welder. That's my go-to. And I was like, well, I'm not really out doing mobile welding stuff anymore. Sold the Titanium 225. Thing about that Weld Pack 140 is it's not light. Prime Weld 225, that thing's even more heavy. But then I regretted selling the Titanium because it was a lot easier to just throw it in the back of the truck than carrying that Lincoln Weld Pack 140 around. So they sent me this thing out and I was like, man, I didn't know what to expect. It's super light. They claim it weighs, I think like 6 pounds or something. I didn't see anything on their listing as far as like how thick you can weld up to. So I asked their rep, 1/8 inch. Pretty reasonable for something this small and light and that only goes up to 160 amps. It's not gonna be, you know, as thick as my Weld Pack 140 or the Harbor Freight Titanium 225. 1/8 inch, that's good enough to get the job done for something as small and light as this is. Owner's manual, got the cord wrapped up. The welder, man, this thing is, it's nice, it's light. The settings on the front, that, singular dial, little indicators here. We'll figure that out when we plug it in. And then spin around the back, just singular on-off switch. Nice and simple, I like that. 220 plug, brush, and the leads. What's for that? A couple of rods. Little shield thing, little handheld. I'm gonna measure them out to really try and get it straight. So about 9 foot. Ground clamp, it looks the same. No, yeah, the same. You got about 9 foot for the leads. Bring it over to where you're working at, but then you don't have to worry about moving this thing too much. Ground clamp on, you can get a whole section of fence done or a whole section of the gate done, then move it a little bit. Now the question is, let's see how long this cord is. Very, very rough estimates. You got about 7.5, 8, plus about another foot if you plug it into 220. So that is pretty nice, I will say. The quality is, everything looks pretty good, man. A lot of these cheaper welders, they will cheap out on these ground clamps. This one looks to be pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, guys. This one, we'll give it a shot, but this one's from the Prime Weld. This is a way smoother action than this one. You got a lot of nice slots in there too to stick the rods in. This one, there's like nothing in there. Again, this welder's not that expensive, so you can't complain. Oh man, that would have been cool if this would plug into that. I mean, shoot, let's throw this thing together. Nah. How much you can see through this thing? That's definitely not safe for your eyes. I don't use these anyways, but this is going in the trash. But SEFASPE, come on, man. I believe this one was from Lincoln Electric. See the comparison? You see that? That's how it should be. And this thing, again, like a tinted piece of plastic. See that? Just do not use this. You're gonna hurt your eyes. You probably shouldn't even be using one of these anyways. Buy a little helmet, flip down. Even one that doesn't auto dim, you can get those super cheap. So that's the initial overview of this thing. I think that's enough talk. Get some welding going. The SEFASPE. We got them plugged in. Man, you got a powerful fan on this thing. It already knows it's on 110 right there. Then you just got one singular knob, man. That's nice and simple, I like it. 6011s, 1/8 inch. These are Lincoln Electric. 3/32, 7018s. What is this, 40? See what they gave me. 6013s in here. We're gonna be welding in DC positive. So ground clamp goes to the negative. Twist them in there. Positive. Nice. Run my grounds. I can clamp to this table. You wanna see my pretty face again? It's been a long time since I've welded stick. See if I still got it in me. Set on 85, this is a 6011, 1/8 inch. Before I blind myself, change this. There we go. Oh shoot. Now we gotta turn this thing up. 95. All right, that's the first one. Crank it up a little more. $95. We're almost out on this stick. A lot of this that you see is gonna be user error. Let's run it back with the 6011. This time I'm going, let's crank her up. Let's do like 120. So the GoPro is not liking the heat. 92 degrees out here in Texas. I'm burning up. The GoPro's burning up. My welds are burning up, but the welder is not burning up. I still gotta clean it off, but this was about, I think 7 or 8 rods on this thing, bro, and it completely heat soaked this thing and warped it. That's what I was going for, is just keep running them up. See how the machine handles it, see if the machine shuts off. So that's all 110, and then what I was just doing is 220. We got them hooked into the 220 plug, and then it auto detects, as you can see. And this material is pretty thin, so I kept burning holes through it, but I'm gonna wire wheel this whole thing off, and then we're gonna see at the end. But I got this, which we were messing on this earlier, but I'm gonna see if I can run a full strength 220 7018 just straight down the middle, see what that does. 7018, crank them up to 160. Oh. That was a full rod right there. See, probably just a half. 7018. I know this one was already welded on, but I just wanted to see. This little brush. I mean, it definitely ain't perfect, man, but come on, man. It'll run a bead, man. GoPro's hotter than the welder is. This thing ain't even... All right, guys. It's a good welder. I'm gonna throw some pictures of the welds that I did. I haven't stick welded in probably over a year, and I just jumped right into it. Started on the 110 with the 1/8 inch 6011. Then I went down here, did some of the 16th ones they included, which was the 6011 and the 6013. Did those. I don't think those are the best quality rods that were included, but I did 2 of those, and then I did some 3/32 7018s. And this thing loves the 7018s, man. Those will run real smooth. Then I hooked it up to the 220. My GoPro kept dying, man, because it's hot out here. I was burning up. It's 92 degrees. It's like 2 or 3 in the afternoon in Texas. No AC in the shop. GoPro keeps dying, shutting off on me. Can't get it to work. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna keep welding. So I ran through, I think this was about 7 or 8 rods on that. I think about the same for the 220. And I just like 7 or 8 rods straight GoPro died, I kept going, just no break. Was kind of fine tuning the settings a little bit. On the 110, I stayed around about 100. And then the 220, I tried doing like, I was kind of messing with everything. I went like full 160 on the settings, then I went down to like 85. These plates aren't that thick. They're about 2 millimeters thick or 3/32. I was like, all right, you know, I got a whole nother plate, same thickness. I want to go ahead and keep it the same between the 110 and the 220. It's a little bit more fair comparison, but the 220 obviously has the power to keep burning holes. Even on the 110, I burned a hole just right there, but 220, I was kind of just messing around, to be honest. That's why there's so many holes. I was like, crank up to 160. 220, I found around 85, or at least for how thick this material. 85 was doing pretty good. On the 110, I was sticking around like 100. Below that, it was a little weak. It wasn't burning the rod good. As I said before, ground clamp, it's a good quality ground clamp. Stinger, I was hating on it before, but it's not bad. Just I hate how it doesn't have the notches, because sometimes when I was starting up the arc, the rod itself would move a little bit. Need a straight notch just so you can have your rod sticking straight out the side. As far as this brush goes, I mean, didn't really do anything. So if you're picking up this welder, I'd recommend just getting one of these. It's an actual really good slag hammer. I'll link the welder down below. I'll also link this down below. This was when I really gave it the heat, and I just put the heat into this thing, man. There was already a weld kind of down in there, but I was like, let me see how much heat I can put onto this thing. The 7018, that was about 1.5 rods. And then as far as these went, man, they did pretty good, and the penetration was all there. Again, this material's not thick. The 110 was pretty good. Just, again, I gotta tweak my settings. This was all just like in probably 30 minutes. All right, let's throw some rods, and I kept going. The machine never shut off on me. I could tell it was blowing out some warm air, but it wasn't super hot, and I felt all up on the side, tried to feel in the back, and it wasn't too hot. I mean, the machine did great. 92 degrees out here in Texas, beating on this thing, man, and ran great. SEFASPE, thanks for sending this thing out for me to test it. I do like this welder. They're not paying me to say nothing. I'm not sponsored. It's a great welder. As you can see, it welds good. I'm rusty. Need to fine tune my settings, some more rods, maybe even some thinner rods. I got a lot of things to do to where I can produce probably even better welds than these, just more consistent. As far as the review goes, man, this thing's sweet. Super lightweight, gets good penetration. I'm excited to see what I can do with this welder. I'm gonna run it off of a generator. Throw the generator in the back of the truck, throw this thing right there in the back of the truck. See what it'll do on 220 on the generator and 110 on the generator. I like how long the leads are and the power cord and everything, how light it is, simple controls. Just one dial, one on and off, and it automatically detects if you're in 110 or 220. It ran good. I beat the hell out of it in the Texas heat for 30 minutes. You know, 14 rods through this thing, 14, 15 rods through this thing. I'd say this is for the company, or if you are gonna buy this thing, don't use the little handheld face shield. I mean, that thing, it didn't look dark enough. It didn't look dark enough compared to the other one I had. You could really hurt your eyes looking through that thing. So you could probably just not include that in the kit, maybe knock like $1 or $2 off the price of the whole thing. This thing's also, it doesn't really knock the slag off that well with this thing on the back. And then the brush, it's already starting to get some wear on it, and I barely used it. So I mean, that's another thing where it's like, maybe just sell the welder itself. Don't even include rods or the brush or the little face shield, and then maybe you can knock $5 off the price, make it a little bit cheaper. That could be something to consider. It gets the approval from me. I'm gonna beat the piss out of this thing, continue to. Thanks for sending it out, I really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys, and we'll see y'all in the next one.